It's still better than living with my mother.
Spoiler alert, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage presents fresh difficulties once more. Age was not the main concern in The Regular Samaritan, episode 6 of season 1, but rather the pursuit of financial success in religion through devotion to God's greater plan and the associated infidelity. First of all, since materialism and money are the foundations of evil, it is never a good idea to combine religious accomplishment with commercial success.
Georgie, you've been awful quiet. Is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap it up?
Any church that practices the idea that God will provide you prosperity beyond your wildest dreams via sacrifice is a cult, not a church. Yes, they begin with good intentions, but those intentions are meant to entice people who are gullible and gullible. Sadly, it's too late to leave or split from the cult once they find themselves locked in a poisonous world that has nothing to do with true Christianity or religion and everything to do with the leader's moral compass.
I don't mean nothing by it. My mom's one of them too.
Welcome to Movie Spy. Georgie is fortunate not to remain with the church, which I would classify as a cult, but that doesn't mean he wasn't seduced by its lucrative allure. Since word-of-mouth promotion was the mainstay of 1990s advertising, he utilizes the alleged holy site to sell McAllister tires, which could use a boost. However, how did Georgie enter the church specifically, and what was his wife's reaction? You will soon discover.
Move.
Review of The Regular Samaritan, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. Each of the 6 episodes of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage has focused on or highlighted the age difference between the pair. In The Regular Samaritan, Georgie's promise of devotion, his religious involvement, and bringing in extra money for the tire business are the main points of interest. All of these combined components resulted in an entertaining episode that was realistic but funny. I must mention that I adore Georgie's relationship with his father-in-law, Jim. The patriarch McAllister took Georgie under his wing and adopted him as one of his own. The fact that the two got along over gin rummy and, by Georgie's luck, earned $11 from the game is what's wholesome.
I got $11 from your dad, burning a hole in my pocket.
Since Georgie works nights to earn the paychecks and Mandy puts in extra shifts at the cafe, there isn't much time for them to spend together. Although the pair makes an effort to sneak in a few private minutes, it is insufficient, and the marriage is starting to suffer as a result of the lack of affection. Cece also needs that time to spend with both of her parents. Nevertheless, Georgie and Mandy have resolved their differences in the past, and if they truly want to keep this relationship going because they are in love and for their daughter, they will. As the episode progresses, Georgie joins a church at the recommendation of Valerie, a pretty member who is dedicated to the organization's tenets and basis. Despite Georgie's insistence that he and Valerie are merely friends, several question why he spends so much time at church and Bible study. Georgie is confused by the entire "what you give to God, he'll give you back tenfold" notion. Thus, it turns out that he is utilizing his church time to distribute business cards rather than to have an affair with Valerie. The plot did have a humorous element, which made me laugh, but perhaps it works for certain people because you never know what the world has in store. However, Valerie did have other ideas as she was developing affections for the married man. She performs the deeds within the church, but when Georgie leaves, they backfire. It's essentially a second blow for Valerie when Mandy sees her and Georgie together and delivers a punch. She is as dedicated to her spouse as he is to her, as demonstrated by the act. Mandy was correct because her punch represented defending her marriage and her small family, even though I don't support or agree to violence unless it's in dire situations. To add additional drama and a shakeup, the writers could have used a traditional cheating narrative, but I'm pleased they didn't because it wasn't necessary. Despite open opportunities and everyone's opinion of their ages, Georgie and Mandy have no cause to commit infidelity. Thanks for watching.